another episode of Federico Talks Watches. As you can see, it's that time of the week again. How you doing, man?
I'm okay. How are you, man?
I'm all right, and actually, I'm really happy you're here.
Okay.
Because we're gonna talk about a subject
Right.
that I really need your expertise on.
Okay. I'm happy to help.
And before we get started, why don't we do a quick wristwatch?
Oh yeah, of course. I got the Tudor and this cheeky little red NATO.
You've been ignoring that lately too.
Yeah, it's the thing is your GMT kind of took the spotlight.
Son of a bitch.
But I think the GMT complication and the day are two of the greatest everyday complications. And
I love that thing.
I've missed it, and there isn't a NATO this thing can't pull off. It just.
It's true. The red is bold. The red is a bold look.
But with gold, it's just a little bit of summer.
Well, I'm wearing the opposite of you.
Okay.
But I'm wearing something that you'll see why in a minute.
Okay.
You'll understand why I'm pulling it off. It's my Swatch System 51 green watch with the 51 part movement.
Nice.
And well, why don't we get into it?
You know what's crazy about that is that we're looking at these classic.
Well, they don't know what it is yet.
Oh right.
So why don't we break the news first?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Guys, this is a collection of watches that's owned by a good family friend of mine. And when he told me about them, I couldn't believe what these watches are worth. These are all plastic Swatch watches. I'm gonna put a picture right here because you guys can't see the table.
Right.
And yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about what makes them special and exactly how much these pieces of plastic are worth.
Yeah.
Because you guys won't believe me. I don't even think you believe me.
No, I mean, I can see the significance of these pieces because of the art connotations. So actually, I'm just in awe of the collection. Right? It's pretty amazing.
So the collection split up in three sections.
Right.
We've got historical, we've got art pieces, and then 2 limited editions. Mm-hmm. Why don't we talk about the historical pieces first?
Okay.
Now I'm going to pop up another picture here.
Okay.
These 4 Swatch watches were the first 4 watches Swatch ever produced. Not literally the watches, but the first 4 models Swatch ever produced with their iconic quartz movement that, Swatch blew up. I don't remember if it's 82 or 1984. I'm pretty sure it's 1982.
Right.
But these were the first 4 models.
You know what I was going to say when you're doing your wristwatch check? I just can't believe how big that compared,
Well, this is a 42, but this is a men's version.
Yeah.
I think is a 34.
Oh, really? It's that small? Wow.
It's that small. And guys, these are the least valuable in the collection, but they range between $300 and $600 a piece.
Wow.
And as you can see, one of them, this one right here, even has a Christie sticker.
Nice.
So my family friend actually bought this at auction.
At auction, nice.
He's not really a horological guy. He just loves Swatch, and he's obsessed with Swatch watches. And these were the first 4 created.
You know what's funny? Back in the 90s, I used to, every time we used to fly back to Italy, we'd always get a Swatch watch in duty free.
Can I tell? Okay, is that an Italian thing? Because me
so.
and my mother did the exact same thing.
Right.
Like we'd go on vacation, we bought 2 Swatches.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an Italian, is it?
I
It's
don't
kind
know.
of weird. But yeah, I mean, this guy Massimo, my good family friend,
Massimo, right, cool.
couldn't care less about watches.
Right.
He's just got an
Actually,
obsession.
at the time, I wasn't really into it either. It was just something we did.
And these are never worn.
Right.
You know, but this second part of the collection is
This
what I needed your expertise on, because guys, I'm a Philistine when it comes to art.
No, it's not true. It's not true. What are you talking about?
Well, but you're the skilled one.
Okay.
And essentially, Massimo's second passion is art, and he's obsessed with Keith Haring.
Right.
In fact, he owns about 6 or 7 of the original Keith Haring paintings.
Oh wow.
And when Swatch, and I'll pop up a picture here, made these limited edition Keith Haring swatches, he went absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
And actually, guys, these are worth between $4,000 and $7,000 a piece. Each
Jesus.
little plastic swatch is between
So
$4,000
this is worth more than a Rolex.
most Rolexes.
Most Rolex. That's so cool. That's so cool.
So tell me a little bit about Keith Haring. Educate me.
Okay. Keith Haring. Well, it's your favorite era. It's the 80s, New York.
Well, you can tell, right?
Yeah, you can definitely tell.
His colors.
Yeah, the colors, the style. Keith Haring, I think he's originally from Pennsylvania. He moved to New York City in his early 20s. He actually studied traditional painting, but then...
Really?
Yeah, but he was kind of obsessed about like very primitive African art, things
like cave paintings.
Yeah, cave paintings. And during that time, it was the Wall Street era. It's Gordon Gekko, Bateman, all the rest of it, right?
My favorite.
He would go into the subways and he would start drawing these kind of cave paintings, and it was a beautiful kind of language of his own.
Was it like the start of graffiti, the start of street art?
Exactly. But it was a continuation of what Warhol was doing early in the 70s and 60s with pop art, but he was taking it from a heavy conceptualized, snooty art.
Well, I love Warhol because you've seen my bedroom,
right, of course,
it's covered in Warhol.
So he took it back to the streets, and he would do drawings in subways, and you'd see all these. And you can see them in the watches. It's his classic.
They're very
motif.
simple, right? Like almost childlike.
Exactly. And he would have a whole language of his own. There's a lot of figures and symbols. He actually studied something called semiotic theory, which is a language using symbols.
Wow.
So you'll see a recurring theme of animals. His most famous one is a dog. I'm looking to see if I can see the dog in any of these.
Well, I've got the snake eating its own tail.
Right. You see, yeah. So he would tell little short stories, and you could go in the subway back in the 80s, and you'd see all over the place these like little characters.
I don't know if Swatch still does this,
right.
but at least until recently, they had something called the Art Series,
right,
where they would pick an artist every year. And make a limited run of pieces.
Right.
And they'd make one super rare one, and then they'd make 7 or 8 less rare, but still limited pieces. And this is the complete Keith Haring collection by Swatch.
It's amazing.
And I guess one of the reasons they're so expensive is because Keith Haring became very popular as an artist.
Yeah, you touched on a really good point there, because he set up his own store called the Pop Shop, I think it was, in New York. The great thing about his rather, and I don't mean generic, I don't mean like simple, but it is something that could be easily replicated onto T-shirts, onto fridge magnets, everything.
Kind of like the yellow smiley face.
Exactly.
So these.
This is the perfect medium, because then he started doing sculpture, but putting in a watch, very cool.
But the funny thing is, and tell me if you agree with me, these might not be so horologically significant. I mean, it's rubber, plastic, and a quartz movement.
Yeah.
These are more objet d'art.
Yes.
These are more...
In a way, it's almost like his art. It was just brought back to the bare basics, the 3 hands. I mean, some of these don't have... Well, none of these actually have numerals or...
No, very clean.
So it's just back to the basics. And I think the Swatch aesthetic with Haring's kind of iconography really works.
Do you know what's the most expensive Swatch art piece right now?
Do tell me.
And my friend Massimo keeps trying to find it, but he can't find it. Of course, it's the Pablo Picasso.
Of course, right.
They made 100 of them, which 100 in Swatch terms is super rare.
Super rare, yeah.
$29,000.
Wow.
But he does have the second rarest and most expensive Swatch.
Right, what's that?
That is this one.
Oh, of course.
This is the Mimmo Paladino 100-piece limited edition.
Lovely.
It even comes with the certificate signed by Mr. Palladino.
Wow.
And there were only 100. This is the second most expensive and rarest Swatch art piece.
That's beautiful.
$13,000 for a black rubber watch.
Yeah. Fantastic. So Paladino, actually, he's your paesano, because he comes from just outside of Naples.
Yes, he does. And embarrassingly enough, when Massimo's like, I'm a Mimmo Palladino, I'm like, the singer? I'm like, I've heard his music.
Yeah.
He's like, no, not the singer.
No.
Not the singer at all.
Right. Well, okay, so Paladino, let me help you a little bit there.
Yeah, please, because supposedly his singing voice ain't so great.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's the same era. He was very popular in the 80s. Actually, he was a bit older. He didn't really get successful until the 80s.
He's still alive too.
Is he? Oh, that's cool.
I mean, he's old,
Yeah,
but he's
he
kicking.
must be old because he was born. When was he born?
40s, 30s?
48.
Yeah.
48.
He's not that old. We're just really young.
But what's interesting, yeah, exactly. What's interesting is that his art is so dramatically different from Haring because it's extremely abstract. It's very conceptual. It's quite severe. Hold on, let me get my notes. He's influenced by kind of dreams and very esoteric, themes that sometimes they don't really make sense.
So once again, this was created for an art lover, not a horror.
Right.
Because God forbid you take these out of the box. I mean, I just did kind of, but I'll probably edit that out.
Right. Yeah. Don't tell me.
Don't tell Massimo. And then the last two here are pieces that I find so interesting because they're blatantly not meant to ever be worn.
Right, yeah.
These are two limited edition swatches made for the nightclub in the 80s in New York, the Velvet Underground.
Wow, that's
And as you can see, they've got like the satin velvety
makes me think
texture.
of Madonna. Yeah, it's like
They nailed it.
Yeah.
Pastel colors. It
Yeah.
looks like a stocking.
Yeah.
I mean, these would be ruined if you wore them. So once again, objet
does
d'art.
Massimo have a thing for the 80s here?
Well, that's when he moved from Napoli
To here.
to New York,
Right,
and
right,
he
right.
started as a busboy,
Right.
and now he owns like 4 restaurants.
Oh wow.
So he's really proud of the 80s, but more so he just loves art.
Yeah.
And then like he bought the first watches because of Keith Haring, then he just started falling in love with
Did
Swatch.
he know that these were going to be wonderful? Or he just bought them because he loved them?
He bought the Keith Harings because
Yeah.
he loved them.
Right.
Then like he never touched them. 10
Right.
years later, he found out they were worth some crazy money.
Right.
And then he started buying to collect. So he
Wow.
bought the first watches, at
Nice.
Christie's.
Nice.
He bought the Mimmo Paladino
Yeah.
for close to what it's worth. So he
Wow.
didn't buy that
Wow.
at retail. Like he actually searched that out. And the Velvet Undergrounds he found as well. These are about $2,000 a piece.
Jeez, wow.
So, and the thing is, he doesn't even want to sell them. They're not even an investment piece. He just keeps adding to the collection.
It's almost like a collection of art in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'll tell you what, I mean, he sold a few of the Keith Haring paintings,
Right.
to get them in, get them out, investment.
Yeah.
He won't touch the swatches.
You want to touch his watch is nice. I
In
like your
fact-
friend. I've got to meet your friend.
He's called me because I've had these watches here waiting for you to shoot the video about a week.
Right.
I think he's called me 4 days in a row. When can I pick him up? Like, I haven't shot it yet.
I'm sorry. Fantastic collection, man. Really cool.
Anyway, guys, I just wanted to share with you this piece because everybody's always asking about value. And this goes to show that if there's a following and they're special, you don't need gold, platinum, or diamonds to have something really worth a lot.
Yeah.
These are plastic and rubber, and sitting on this table is one of the most expensive watch collections that I've been in the presence of.
Wow.
So, it's all about collectability. It's all about what people like. Even though, personally, these are more objet d'art than watches.
Can you thank Massimo for allowing? So I feel truly honored to see this.
I just, I even thought he was a liar. I had to look these up.
Right.
But, they really are that expensive. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for sticking around for another episode of Federico Talks Watches. This is TGV. If you do not know him, I have no words. Go subscribe to his channel, link in the description below, and check out my Instagram, link also in the description below. Tomorrow we have a special video coming out, 10,000 subscriber giveaway.
Yay.
So if you're not subscribed, you win nothing. All right, guys, thank you so much, and take care.
Ciao.